Welcome, my friends. Welcome to the outer fringes of reality, where fact meets speculation, where paranoia meets illumination, where madness overlaps the fragile membrane of sanity. Do not be afraid. Open your eyes and open your minds to that region that lies beyond the realm of the known, that region we call the ExoZone. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and with me tonight is our host and aficionado of all things Fringe, the Nerdrotic Channel's Gary Buechler. Gary, how are you this late, dark, and sinister night?
I am so good and so ready for this. We need music. We need
I haven't had a chance to write any, but
well, you don't have time to write music between conquering the world and building robots. God,
yeah.
Slack.
Maybe we'll just search for something in YouTube's user-friendly library. You know, it's a Chiquita Banana and ExoZone theme.
Yeah. Yeah, we could, I actually might spend the night doing that. It's really bad, by the way. I've done that. Actually, the music I got's from there. So, so you're triggered. How's your father's triggered by my shirt? Mrs. Nerdrotic bought this for me. So when I went to Contact in the desert.
Wow. I'm the high desert.
Yes. I was just listening to Art Bell right before, just to get prepped for this. I've been doing some studying. And we've got some fun stuff to talk about. And I'm just grateful you are here on the channel. It's right when we hit 10,000 subs. What a better way. There's no better way to celebrate, besides last night was with having my friend here. And
that's right. That's right. Welcome to the 10,000 club. I am your gift basket, your welcome wagon, your fucking Avon girl.
What's in a Doomcock gift basket?
Grenades and, death rays and also some fine potpourri.
Oh, I can take a bath after I blow something up.
Right.
Nice. Wow, we have got a lot of people here, and super chats we'll get to you. What we'll do is we'll probably talk a little bit, get to super chats, talk a little bit. Hail everybody. I know we've been sorry we were a couple minutes late. That was my fault. Had to get some settings corrected. And Tamarocks for $20. I have to acknowledge the great Tamarocks, who is a patron of yours, I believe.
And yes, Tamarocks, you need to get in touch with me. We need to discuss Nightman. I am ready, sir. I've been meaning to get a hold of you, so call me. Okay, go ahead.
No, that is totally cool. I'd like to add to that maybe I can get my buddy Derek to talk to you guys about Nightman too.
Oh, man, that would be awesome.
Yes. Yeah. We had him on the channel a little bit, and he wants to come back. So that'd be very cool. And Tamrocks, thank you for the $20 super chat, especially after last night's huge super chat. You did not need to do that. The ExoZone is the best zone. It really is. It really is. It's the weird and wonderful. And even though I typed it in the chat, I should probably just repeat again that the disclaimer that what we do not present anything as fact. This is just two guys talking and entertaining thoughts. And we're in a lot of this stuff is kind of a hobby. Maybe it's a little more than a hobby to me and to Doomcock, but it's something we love. It's
been like a childhood obsession, really. I mean, you don't just kind of gather this stuff. It's been a lifetime of, when you found your first book about UFOs as a kid and you're looking at the pictures and, your head is soft. So the stuff gets kind of drilled in there, while your head is soft, and it grows. And so it's not there's varying degrees of credulity, let's say. There's varying degrees of credulity to the things that we discuss.
I could not have said that better myself. You well said, sir. And that made me think of what was the first thing that got me into this stuff? And it probably was In Search Of, and then Charles Berlitz's the Bermuda Triangle book, which was really weird. I don't know if it was a bestseller. Yeah. And that is I have a first printing of that. Oh, I love that book so much. And it just documents all the cases of the Bermuda Triangle. And I think also Close Encounters of the Third Kind probably really got me into it too. I freaking adore that movie. So
right. Oh yeah. And I got a Flying Saucers Serious Business by Frank Edwards. Was
Oh,
probably my favorite first thing.
I suck. I have not read that. I need to read that. That's a classic. So,
Wow.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff I still need to catch up on. But like you said, it's been a lifelong passion. Uh, if I knew like UFO hunter could be a job, I would have really focused on that probably more when I was a kid, but it didn't we'll just do this instead. It probably pays better than comic shop owner. So
I wouldn't know about that. I wouldn't know about that. I don't know a lot of these guys get rich, although Bob Lazar, who knows?
Bob Lazar. Wow, we could kind of start with Bob Lazar. That'd be a fun topic because there's a movie coming out on him by Jeremy Corbell, who's kind of hit the scene recently.
Yeah.
Doing documentaries, and he does like very like flashy documentaries, but they're good because they're entertaining, but they give us like new information. And I think it's also primer for newer people, probably because some of the stuff like the Bob Lazar story, right? And I've heard it a million times. And the one thing about Bob Lazar is his story does not change. And I made the fact I listened to 2 separate interviews that were about 10 years apart on Art Bell today, and his story does not change. Like,
right.
It's incredible. Still, he has people who doubt him, including the great Stanton Freeman, who's one of the most legit ufologists out there, except for he doesn't believe in Roswell or Bob Lazar. He hates Bob Lazar for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know.
I don't either. Stanton Friedman is a pretty, straight up guy, except he has kind of a lot of ire and and I don't know, hatred for Bob Lazar. I know I listened to Ground Zero with Clyde Lewis, and he had that filmmaker on interviewing him for an hour. He could only spare an hour because he's a very busy man promoting the Bob Lazar thing. But he was talking about, Stanton Friedman, and has he been confronted by Stanton Friedman and so on. So yeah, that's very, very weird. Ufology is like any other profession, where you're going to have personality clashes and so on and so forth. But Bob Lazar is an interesting case. I definitely feel that he has a certain level of credibility. What do you think?
Oh, I totally agree. I have always believed him. And I was kind of surprised that people doubted him. Then I found out it was Stanton Friedman. Sorry, you're going to hear my dogs for a minute. Mrs. Nerdrotic is home. Live YouTube here, folks. I know it really adds to the creepiness of the night.
The hounds of hell.
Yeah, they sound like the little puppies from hell, actually, and they are.
Well, that's a deception that suckers you in.
Yes. Yeah, I know. Well, that's a story for another day. Sorry, I get so sidetracked. Okay, so, but what Stanton Freeman gets Bob Lazar on is his education, and apparently, Bob Lazar's the government has attempted to erase him. And
that is the claim. Yes.
Yeah. And he can't prove where he's been to school because he's been erased. But the thing is about this guy, besides not changing his story, the reason he went vocal is because it was either that or disappear. And the more you hear his story, and when he tells it in full, and I highly recommend you guys check out Jeremy Corbell's movie, or just go on YouTube and listen to Coast to Coast AM, any Bob Lazar interview. There's like 10 of them out there. He'll paint you a picture that like there's no way somebody could lie, do a 2-hour lie and be so consistent on over 30 years now. There's just no way. Stories change, and it's amazing. Like, the little details, like they were watching him at his house, and they figured out that his wife was cheating on him, and they didn't want to tell him. The security from Area 51 like knew his wife was cheating on him before he did, which is no.
That sucks.
And that's a little rough. But he's never wanted money. He has money. Like it was never about money for this guy. He's so brilliant. He had what did he do? A hydrogen car or something like that?
Yeah. Did he? So basically, you're saying that he went public about Area 51. He was the one that actually broke that story.
Yep.
Nobody knew about Area 51 really. But he went public in order to what? Save his life, to stop from being disappeared because because he had quit, because he was a whistleblower.
Well, because he fucked up. He started blabbing. He got really reckless with the place. He didn't take it seriously. For one, when he got there, he's a giant skeptic. He did not believe in UFOs. He still thinks people who are into UFOs are crazy. He's not like in the community or anything. He's actually for the last 10 years, he's just been gone. He hasn't done anything really. And he's got nothing to prove. So what he started blabbing to people, like his friends, like, hey, I saw this like weird shit where I work, and just didn't take it seriously. He's a weird guy, right? He's a very different guy. And then they found out about it, and investigation started, and like his phone started getting tapped. People started following him. And I think he was a paranoid guy to begin with. It's not something he said, but I just kind of get that vibe from him. And he started getting really paranoid. So he decided that they were going to kill him at some point. Whether that's true or not, I have no way to prove it. So he decided to go public. And at first it was anonymous with George Knapp, the great George Knapp, who hosted. Yeah. Love George Knapp. Yeah. And this would put George Knapp on the map. I got to say that slowly.
You took the words out of my mouth. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Why don't I ask you, when was the first time you heard of Bob Lazar? Did you hear his like original interview on Art Bell or?
Oh, that's a good question. Probably on Art Bell, probably, because obviously I didn't live in Nevada, so I wouldn't have seen it, Nevada, on, the news or anything. I mean, it was on the local news, basically. I mean, it was the local news station in Nevada that George Knapp was a reporter on. But yeah, I must have heard it on Art Bell. And the thing about it is the government has tried to erase Bob Lazar, clearly. I mean, his alma mater, he's been purged from there, allegedly. But he has a list of phone numbers of scientists that worked in Area 51. He basically has a copy of the Area 51 directory that lists his fucking name in it. So they didn't get that. And that is a very telling bit of evidence for me.
Yes, it is. And the same with me. And I guess we're going to get some more information in the movie. They do have something new. We'll see.
Right.
If that actually happens or not. But the first time I heard it, it was on Art Bell. And I was getting like, it was a bit way back when I was still getting like loaded. This is how long ago it was. And it was me and some friends, and we were all freaking loaded going, whoa, we're listening to this whole interview, just tripping balls. And it just stuck with me. And, I as soon as the book came out, I bought all the books, I listened to all his interviews. And, at first, I had no doubt. Then there was a while where I kind of, was, because Stanton Freeman came out against him. I was like, Stanton Freeman's a nuclear physicist who's a ufologist. So it's like really good to have somebody like that in the field in ufology. Kind of, he's legitimate. He's a legit guy. But if he comes out against you, and that's kind of what ruined him at some point. A lot of people were believing him. Area 51 was making news everywhere. Me and my friends even tried to get out there once. It's really hard to find. Well, it's hard to get to the part of the hill where you go up, and then, there's it's also kind of dangerous, and we kind of chickened out at the end, but we're like, it's not a good idea.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
I was obsessed with the guy for a little while, and his story is, if you guys don't know, and please fill in anything, Doomcock, that
sure.
He does a long interview. He introduces himself to one of the guys, this really important physicist or something, who directs him towards a job at this weird base that he's never heard of. He has an hour and a half long interview. After the interview process, he's got to go through a security check, which includes people coming to his house at random hours, unannounced, and going through all his shit, even if people are over or if he's sleeping or anything. Then he starts to work there, and at first he starts driving, and this is to Area 51, right? And then there's S4, and those are two different things, by the way. S4 is like where the weird shit is, and that's the one you actually have to fly to. And there's flights out of Las Vegas. I don't know about now, but there was flights out of Las Vegas every day. And they, when you landed, you got on these buses with blacked out windows.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. And apparently there's these big hangars that are painted like the side of a mountain. And so are the doors, so you can't see them at all, not from satellite photography or anything. And these are these huge hangars. So within his first few days at work, he sees a ship. And but at first he thought it was one of ours because there was an American flag on it. There was a reverse American flag on it. So he's like, oh, it's just one of ours. That's what the UFO thing is. The UFO thing is just us, And then he starts working there some more, and he actually sees one fly. And but the biggest bomb he dropped was is element 115.
Right.
Yes.
This is apparently the element that allows the UFOs to function.
Yes. And, and Bob understands all this stuff. So when they start explaining to him that, it kind of runs on an anti-gravity field, he's all, wait a minute. Okay. So if we have stuff that can do this, we can fuck with time. Like you can literally fuck with time if we have the power of manipulating gravity. But then he finds out later on that it's, I like how he puts it. It's kind of like taking a motorcycle, take your average dirt bike, and dropping it in 1850.
Yeah.
And, the people would probably figure out at some point how to turn it on, but they wouldn't know how to fix it, wouldn't know really how it works, or it would take them years to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we're at with it.
Yeah. Or even beyond that, I think it better would be more like dropping Texas Instruments calculator into the 1800s. I mean, they can push the buttons, but when it runs out of power, how are they going to power it? And good luck taking it apart. You're going to see a green thing in there with silver bumps on it. Good fucking luck putting that together. I mean, that's essentially the problem with these UFOs. Now, Bob Lazar, essentially, as I recall, and I might be wrong on this, I haven't had a chance to kind of bone up on the research, but the anti-gravity field generator, essentially what it does is it can direct gravity to any point that it wants. So in essence, what it is doing is negating the gravitational fields around it and creating its own gravitational field, and then essentially falling towards that point. That seemed to be the way that I remember that he described it. So that's why these things can stop on a dime, can zip away, because presumably they can not only alter the direction of the gravity field, but also the strength of the gravity field.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. And I don't understand half of that stuff, but it's incredible. And we still haven't been able, even he says that it's not anything he thinks we'll figure out completely, which might be good. I don't know.
Yeah, but then what are those those black triangles that are supposedly the TR, I forget what they're called, tiaras.
The tiaras.
Yes. That are flying around everywhere that we first saw in Belgium. It looks like maybe we've reversed engineered some of those, or we traded them, with somebody. Who the hell knows? But there's a lot of those around. I mean, you watch Secure Team 10 on YouTube, and you see these things all over the place now.
You do. The last about 3 or 4 videos ago, the one where the lady got the shot of it turning around over the trees.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was real or not. If that was real, that's probably the most amazing UFO footage I've ever seen. But that's got to be one of ours. Like you said, that one is being seen everywhere, and it looks exactly like the one from the Belgian flap back. That was back in the 80s. That was a long time ago. So yeah, or the big, whatever the huge one was that flew over Phoenix. I don't think that one was ours. That one was supposed to be as big as a battleship or something like that, or bigger.
And I mean, again, these are Bob Lazar's explanations. These are Bob Lazar's stories. According to Bob Lazar, they have, I think he said 7 or 8 different, 5 to 8, as I can't remember the specific number. I believe it was 8 different craft at S4 belonging to allegedly different races. The most famous one was the one he drew that he called the sports model.
Yep.
So that is his story, now, also Kush in the chat had an interesting point. He says, gravity is relative to your frame of reference. Stopping or turning on a dime would splatter the occupant in the direction of travel. Well, yeah, except what if they have both a localized and an external point of gravity? What if they have a localized gravitational field that remains constant in their chamber, but then their hull, et cetera, and so on, hurtles towards that gravitational point? I mean, I'm just speculating myself, but it seems like if they can generate gravity fields, they could. Well, who's to say they'd have to stop at one? I don't know.
Yeah. No. I'm trying to find, and I will in a second. They actually made a model based on Bob Lazar's ship design. I've got it around here somewhere. And
yeah, I'd like to get one of those.
Yeah, it was cheap. I got it on eBay. I forgot. It's the famous model company that I can't remember right now. Did one of them about 20 years ago. But
wow, I'd like one of those. Iga Danum says TR3B. That's the black triangles, and it says that they're ours, which I kind of believe because of the fact that they're all over the fucking place. So I don't know.
Here we go. Here's his design a little bit that we can share, and then we'll get to the chat a little bit too. Because
are you going to share it? Here we go.
There we go. Yes, that's the sports model, and the occupants they basically were children. He said you had to be the size of children to fit in there. That stairway is where he popped his head up. He says he didn't go up in the top part. I guess you can go up there. Trying to see.
You'd have to crawl around.
I'm trying to all forms in deer. It's a smooth. It says it's a smooth metallic, like looks aluminum. There's the gravity wave guides that are on the bottom. So I guess that's kind of how it. That's weird.
And then there's like structured wave guides. There's directional electromagnetic emitters. So there's a lot of it's fairly simple in terms of its layout, but of course the element 115 apparently is the key. Unobtainium.
Unobtainium.
Yeah, somebody in the chat was saying that as well. But yeah, the thing of it is, look, I think there's a lot of like woo-woo things to talk about. There's a lot of things out there that, I'm skeptical about most of them. One of the things that I am damn near not skeptical about anymore is the existence of, shall we say, advanced craft operating in our solar system. I think Oumuamua has set that question settled in my mind. And in fact, we'll discuss that in a little bit. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but I absolutely am convinced that Oumuamua, if it was enough of a suspicious object to get 2 Harvard astronomers to publish in an astronomical journal and hypothesis just flat out stating that Oumuamua was an alien probe, I'd say that's pretty goddamn compelling. What do you say, Gary?
I totally agree, and it's just a coincidence that it's shaped like a suppository. But that's beside the point. As far as a bad joke,
it was aiming for Uranus.
Yes,
but it hit us. Actually, it passed us by. It passed us by. I mean, we got to get to the chats here, Gary. But I just want to say regarding Oumuamua. The problem with Oumuamua is this: it accelerated through our solar system at an extremely, extremely high rate of speed. It altered its trajectory and then it sped up. Now, asteroids don't do that. At the very most, an asteroid might alter its trajectory if it came within a gravitational field that kind of slingshot it, around, like, the Klingon warbird in Star Trek 4, say. But it ain't then going to accelerate. So that's the problem. Anyway, back to you, Gary.
No, that's and thanks. And that's they said the only way it could accelerate is if it had a solar sail on it, which means, well, somebody made it. And that artist representation we see, that's just what the mainstream science thinks it looks like. I don't know how they could tell this, but they said it was mostly metallic. So it could have been
because of its reflective qualities, and
yes.
The fact that it was flashing as it traveled seemed to indicate that it was not only metallic, but then it was refracting as it tumbled. Flashing essentially as its reflective surfaces would line up with the camera, the observer.
Yeah, and there is some actual video of it shot through a telescope. It's really hard to tell, but you can tell it's tumbling. You can tell it's like flipping over and over, and it's weird. It's really fucking weird. And of course, some of the weirder places I go have claimed that UFO sightings have gone up since it went through our solar system. I do not know that. I cannot confirm nor deny that accusation, but I thought I'd throw it out there. And it is time to get to some super chats, because holy crap, people. So we talked about Tamrox, who says ExoZone is the best zone. Steel for $20, by the way. Thank you, Tamrox. Steel Johnson for $2 says, hail friends and fiends. Let us celebrate the night. Yes. Hail. Ooh, there's that good. There's the laugh. There you go.
I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Logan Michael said this is going to be awesome for $1.99. Yes, it is. I hope so. Anyway, Steel Johnson is back. Please let Harvey in on the discussion, my liege, for $2.
Okay, sure. I don't know what I have to contribute. I think you guys are fucking high, discussing this shit. But sure, why not? Go ahead.
Sure. Well, hey, isn't there any UFOs in your realm, or did you destroy everything?
No, UFOs. I mean, there's
civilizations. Is there anything?
No, there's none of that. I mean, our dimension is quite different from yours. And,
Okay.
You've got a big old, dimension of seemingly separate objects and, strange new worlds and so on, and aggressive, colonizing intelligences and war for resources, whatever the hell those are. And, we don't really need a lot in my dimension. We exist on a different plane beyond physicality and time and space. So, all you monkey boys and monkey girls out there are just kind of screwing around. With your silly ass Sasquatch and all your damn Loch Ness monster and all that stuff. So yeah, hell, maybe I'll destroy them all. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. That's the thing. I don't ponder whether there's alien life. If there is, it will equally be destroyed by me, Harvey Cthulhu. Back to you, Chet.
There you go. Whammy. All right. There we go. We had Harvey Cthulhu joining us briefly, and keeping it real. We have Bird of Prey 5. Yes, Harvey must know things us mortals don't. Well, you just heard.
Yes, I do.
The DJ D show for $2. Hail Overlord DVD and Gary. ExoZone is the best. Cheers, the DJ D show.
Thank you, DJ D. Harvey, they're saying, Persian Scribe is saying Harvey is CIA confirmed, and Harvey and his devil's advocates. Are you hiding things from us, Harvey?
I can neither confirm nor deny the accusation.
Oh, so maybe all this stuff about there's no Sasquatch or aliens or stuff, that's a lot of hooey, Harvey.
No comment.
Oh shit. Well. Oh, he almost had me fooled. That was he was doing his Stanton Friedman impression there.
That was some misinformation right there.
Yes.
Wow. Harvey.
I cannot comment.
Oh, damn. I'm a little disappointed, man, but that's okay. Stephanie Littlepage says, "Hail Gary and hail Doomcock." Well, hail Stephanie Littlepage for $2. Thank you so much. The great Herpicus McDurbington, which I can say that. I don't know, man. The surest sign intelligent life exists elsewhere is none of it is tried to contact us. Well, maybe they just came here and said, oh. I don't know if they haven't contacted us, so I can't say that.
Yeah,
definitively.
I can say that. I cannot not say that more than I could ever not say that before, if that makes sense. Because there's some serious shit going down, people. There's some serious shit going down. And, I don't know how much we're going to want to get into that tonight, but we can maybe. But there's some weird shit that I've been hearing about signals. And it is a bit, it has me a little bit, I wouldn't say concerned, but interested.
Yeah. And then the secure team just did a video on that weird. It was a seismic event, but it wasn't an earthquake that went across the earth at some crazy speed. And they think it might have been an asteroid, or they don't know, or a slow earthquake, which I've never fucking heard of in my life. And then, of course, we had that huge earthquake up in Alaska, which, I mean, that's what happens up there. But I don't know if you guys, I actually pay attention to earthquakes because I live in San Francisco. So if you go to the USGS site, you can see any they're up to the minute with earthquakes. And the northern shelf, or whatever the hell it's called in Alaska, where they do a lot of oil drilling and stuff, but there's really nothing else up there. And it's nowhere near a fault. That has been shaking for the last year and a half, and it's never had earthquakes up there. Like, there's no way there should be earthquakes up there. I mean, I guess it could technically happen, but it's they've been constant. They've been like little ones, but it's been a swarm for about a year straight now. And there is definitely something weird geologically going on. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was that weird kind of pulse. There has been some kind of weird signal coming up from beneath Antarctica. From what I understand, actually, it's been going on for a while. There was a sound in the ocean that I heard about very recently, that oceanographers were jokingly referring to as Godzilla.
Yep.
They had not heard this sound before. They don't know what the hell it is, but they were jokingly referring to it as Godzilla. But here's the really weird one. Okay. This one's weird. So the Mars probe, not the latest one, but the one prior to it. What was it called? The one that's not the newest one, but
I don't know.
Odyssey. I think it was Odyssey.
Yeah, maybe.
Now here's the weird thing. Around the time when the Sunspot Solar Observatory shut down, people, along with that, they lost contact with probes on Mars. They lost contact with, I believe, some satellites, and basically weird shit was going on. So here's the fucking thing. Recently, NASA announced that they had reestablished contact. They had received a signal from that probe on Mars. And then subsequently, they had to retract that. Yes, they received a signal from Mars. No, it was not the probe.
Oh,
and this is not a joke. This is serious. This is there was a whole damn episode of Ground Zero with Clyde Lewis devoted to this. And when they were asked about it, because they had to, then they'd already opened their mouths about they'd reestablished contact with this probe. NASA just said, we're figuring it out. It was a false positive. It was, what the fuck does that mean? What was the signal coming from Mars?
I did not hear that. That is weird. I got to listen to that one. I know what I'm doing tonight.
Yeah, I mean that
That's
is
cool.
weird. That is
That's
very
so
weird.
Oh God, I hate going to Gizmodo.
And there's been all sorts of shit around Mars. I mean, we've lost several probes headed towards Mars, and so did the Russians.
Yep.
And in fact, the Russian probe, the last Russian probe that got taken out, it was taking pictures of Mars on its approach. And the last picture shows an oval, dark object headed right for it before it got taken out.
Yeah.
Balderdash. That's Balderdash.
That one's Boulder. It was going towards Phobos, right? So
yes, it was approaching Phobos, and then there was a shadow, a giant oval shadow on Phobos on the last picture that probe took before something happened to it.
There it is. I got the picture right here.
Put it up.
I'm putting it up, and then I also found the article on the sound. And we know what's on Phobos too. Phobos is
right.
It's got a monolith.
Okay, yeah. So it wasn't a shadow. It was like looks like a missile or something. That's right.
Yeah. Or it could be a cigar shaped UFO, kind of, just straight up like the or a Oumuamua. Oh, hey, right there. Oh man, we could also talk about how weird Phobos is.
Well, yeah, Phobos is very weird. Not really as weird as our moon. Our moon is one of the weirdest things in the solar system, but never mind. Go ahead.
What was the latest theory I heard this morning? I heard that the Great Flood was caused when they brought the moon to our atmosphere, which, the moon's weird. I don't know about that. That was funny. I also found a picture. Somebody rebuilt, or somebody did a replica of Noah's Ark, and they're going to sail it to Israel. I saw that it's not a perfect replica because it's got like metal safety bars on it and stuff, but yeah, I'll show you a picture later. It's
it's inauthentic that it has an exit sign illuminated over the exits per nautical regulations, but to that credit, it's in Hebrew.
They could have saved Leonardo DiCaprio. Sorry, that's a bad impression.
They could have kept him from sinking, but if there'd have been a Jew piloting the thing, but never mind.
Yeah. Well, she let him sink anyway.
Well, she did, and
there's plenty of room. Yeah, I know. Really,
I was over it.
She was like, yeah. Well, she was like, "There's no way this is going to work out anyway at home." And yeah, later, and I got the diamond, so cool.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that is weird. And then here, let's get to that. That article you tell me about. I want to check that out. That is weird. So, fuck you, Gizmodo. Geologist joke about sea monster after mysterious 30-minute rumble emanates from waters near Madagascar.
Yeah.
Madagascar. And it says here, between Mozambique and Madagascar lies the island of Moyate. Am I saying that right? Since May 10th, the French Geological Survey has been keeping an eye on a collection of earthquakes taking place just off the island's eastern shores, which peaked with a magnitude of 5.8. The swarm was curious enough by itself, and then on November 11th, things took a peculiar turn. That day, seismographs all over the world registered a very low-frequency tremor, a strange grumble that lasted for around 30 minutes. One segment of the signal also featured several high-frequency blips, each separated by roughly a minute at a time, a bit like a regular ticking clock. Ooh, that's weird. That's really it's Godzilla's countdown clock. We're fucked.
Godzilla got his wake-up call. Everyone kiss your ass goodbye.
Dude, and I'm in San Francisco. Like, everybody's been like destroying San Francisco lately, so we're gonna get it first.
I know.
We deserve it.
The village people started it.
They did, yeah.
San Francisco.
Yes.
Destroying it.
Hello, Frisco. Stephen Hicks, a seismologist at the University of Southampton, highlighted the phenomenon in November 12th tweet. Something big is strangely slow, sent seismic rumblings around the surface of much of the planet yesterday. He wrote, today I can't pronounce that word. Succinct. Okay, I can read. Summary still told even a discussion of the event continues between geoscientists of all kinds over Twitter. To date, no one quite is sure what caused it. It wasn't a tectonic earthquake. It wasn't a landslide, nor a meteorite impact. Some experts are baffled by the seismic enigma, have not so seriously suggested that perhaps finally it's a sea monster.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's fascinating. I mean, we have from beyond, Art Bell would like to say something here.
Yes.
I always used to warn all of you people about something that I used to call the quickening. And it's quite clear with messages from Mars, rumblings from the oceans, a strange global quake spreading over the entire world, sir. The quickening is commencing.
Art Bell from beyond. He just wanted to say he was right. He was right all along.
I miss you, Art.
I miss you too, sir. East of the Rockies, you're on Coast to Coast AM.
No, you're not. This is not your show, Art.
Have you tried HGH, human growth hormone? No.
All right, back to you.
Hey, all right, and so they even mentioned Godzilla in this, and I love big long articles that basically say, "Wow, it goes on forever," and it just says, "I don't know." I don't know.
They don't know about that. They don't know about why they had to quote false positive a broadcast coming from Mars. What the hell was going on with the Sunspot Solar Observatory? Oumuamua blasting through the goddamn solar system. It's the quickening, sir.
It's the quickening. Well, Oumuamua and then the sunspot thing is weird. That's interesting timing. It's weird timing, and it wasn't. Yeah, it was most of the satellites. I can't say it was all, but because I'm going off what security team said, but they said most of the satellites went out too, and that's weird.
Well, some did. I don't know most, but some definitely did. I mean, look, dude, there's weird shit going on. There just is. And, it could be coincidence, but I'm not a big believer in coincidence.
Nope, me neither.
I believe in synchronicity, though. I mean, there might be a weird vibe and just all sorts of weird shit going down, but it is definitely weird. It's definitely weird. I mean, there's so many of these weird phenomena, like the global, wave that you just talked about, like the weird 30-minute Godzilla sea monster sound with like regular beeping.
With beeping, yeah,
with a strange signal that's coming from Antarctica, which probably is just my like coded stream from the center of the earth. I think it's probably what that is, but I don't want to dispel the childlike sense of wonder in you people. It's really just my broadcast on that one.
There, it's proof.
It is.
It's proof. You better watch out though. They might track you down. Well, that'd probably not be.
I'll be careful.
Idea. Yeah, be careful.
It's scrambled.
And we could do a whole thing. I'd have to do a little more research, but the weirdness that's going on in Antarctica, all the trips that have gone down there. John Kerry going down there on the day before election day to visit it for some random reason.
Kidding?
No, that it was the day before election day in 2016. Yeah, 2016. He was still officially a member of the Obama administration, and he went to Antarctica to visit the day before the election. That's weird. I think that's weird timing.
Was he a member of the Obama administration or the Obama administration? As an abominable snowman.
It was the abominable snowman.
The abominable snowman.
I actually voted for him.
Thank you very much for that. Back to you, Chad.
Bumbles bounce. Cornelius. Oh my God, I saw that when the meme says Cornelius is the original hipster, and he kind of was.
Yeah,
he kind of was.
And Bumbles bounce.
Bumbles bounce. And Rudolph is a wonderful story, and the fact that anybody had a problem with that. It was lame. Let's get back to some super chats because they are piling up. I'm sorry, folks. What was the last one? Stephanie Little Page, Herpicus McDurpington. Thanks again, buddy. Okay, this name rolls off the tongue here. JPRPH1. So is it Japerf?
Oh, yes.
First try at a live chat. You guys are great. $1.99. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
That's awesome to hear. Thank you so much.
We may have to make this a regular thing.
Dude, I'm having a blast. I'm having a blast. Definitely. Yeah. Brent Newman. What is up, Brent Newman? It is good to see you. 5, is it euros or pounds? I'm just going to say both. And pray that there's intelligent life somewhere in space because there's bugger all down here on Earth. Yes. Yep. Bugger all.
Yep. Well, it can be found here in the audience of the ExoZone.
Yes, you guys are good. We're good here. Lori Roberts, the great Lori Roberts. Hail, Lori Roberts. $10. Dang. I find stories of the Montauk project very interesting and frightening. Oh, yes, Lori. Montauk is a little weird.
Montauk is the basis of Stranger Things.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And Montauk is it's where everything weird happens to strange things, to animals, to we could always talk about Montauk. That's good. God dang, I'm blanking on the guy who was the mostly associated with that. He said he worked there, and I can't remember his name now, and he was on our bell 100 times. I'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah. God dang.
The Montauk guy. Yes. Everybody said he was a fraud, but he knew some crazy stuff, and he was going under a fake name. It wasn't his real name. So, oh man, I don't know. That's live stream brain fart. We'll just have to continue. Sorry, folks.
That's okay.
And I just lost my window. Here we go. Okay. But I will remember that, Lori, before the end of the episode. Mark C for $5. I saw what I thought was a plane moving across the night sky. It made a 260-degree turn and zipped out of existence in a blink. Now I'm a believer. And that's how the story goes. So many people start out like not believing or not really giving a shit, and then something happens. And it's happened to so many people I know. And I mean, like, why in the hell would anybody lie about it? Think about all the people who don't say anything. And airline pilots. So my ex-father-in-law was an ex-airline pilot, and he had crazy stories, man. Just crazy. It's mostly radar stuff. But he told me that every single pilot is a believer, and every single pilot has seen something. That
it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. The Grand Inquisitor, $10. If we truly have this tech, then why are we relying on the Ruskies to get into space? Those damn Ruskies. And why is the F-22 our troop line fighter when their ships can violate a sovereign nation's airspace at will? The Grand Inquisitor, I don't have an answer to that question.
I think probably. Well, look, first of all, they want to keep it so goddamn secret that they can go willy-nilly where they will. I'm talking about the government, without having to worry about violating airspace and et cetera and so on. I mean, it's much better to just have people claiming that it's UFOs and aliens and woo-woo and all that shit to cover up the fact that they're actively spying, and they have total military dominance over space and the skies of Earth. So you don't want to pass that along. You don't want to tip your hand. And second of all, why are we letting the Russians have, this technology? Why are we letting them go to space? Dude, they're going to space in primitive ass rockets and shit. And we only do that for laughs. we farm that out to SpaceX and that shit. I mean, we let them fumble around, and we give them the lousy shit that'll blow up and is unreliable so that they can't prove that we never went to the moon.
There you go.
I guess we have now with the UFOs finally, but there ain't no lunar shit over there.
No, the thing I get asked about the most is the Nazi base on the moon. I kind of just assumed you took it over, but I didn't want to talk about it too much.
I can neither confirm nor deny that allegation.
There you go. The Nazi base on the moon. We just don't know.
Neither confirm nor deny. But I would say, buy my t-shirts and stuff at zazzle.com/DVD Shoparama to help fund the alleged moon base, which I can neither confirm nor deny.
Hey, could one of my wrenches put the link in the chat, please?
Absolutely,
Probably
please.
all over.
Mary Ashley goes by my link there.
Yeah, and Doomcock's Patreon. He has a Patreon and he has a YouTube channel. I'm sure you've heard. That will all be linked in the description. I'm sure Mary and one of our fine wrenches, Cato Roan, will take care of it. Who else is here? One of my wrenches is here. Mary is here and Cato for sure. So thanks guys for doing that. I really appreciate that. And yeah, Doomcock is awesome. He's a good friend. Please subscribe.
Thank you. I see Aki Ross says Iron Sky equals great documentary.
Yes.
It's all coming together.
Yes. What was the Overlord? There's an actual, what did Overlord come out, guys?
Yes, this fucking Overlord thing. I ought to sue their ass.
You should.
Bullshit World War II zombie thing by Jar Jar fucking Abrams. Fuck you, Jar Jar. Everything you touch is poison. Everything you fucking touch is poison. If we ever want to goddamn invade an alien world, all we have to do is fucking set Jar Jar Abrams down on the surface of that planet and it will die within 6 months.
Yes, he'll sell them an empty mystery box and they'll starve to death, but the journey was good. The journey to thinking there was food inside of it. That's the most important.
He made a huge profit, for the first 2 months and then the planet died.
Yeah, typical JJ. Yeah, man. The more I find out, that's well, God, the last video on the CBS meetings, that was fucking tight. That was good.
Oh, thank you.
That was good.
Thank you.
Yes.
There is fear and loathing at CBS without a doubt.
That is
fear
good to
and
hear.
loathing.
I mean, that's terrible. That's awfully terrible.
It's a sad thing.
So sad. I'm feeling sorry for those coke fucking butt chugging executives. I'm sorry, allegedly.
Allegedly, yes.
Yes. Thank you for the super chat, Grand Inquisitor. I think. Oh, also, I wanted to bring up the secret space program. The secret space program. We've had this for years. This was one of those things at first I was not a believer in at all, and I kind of believe it now. So, we can just go back to all the shuttle trips. We don't know. There was half of them were, oh, this is a military trip, so we don't know what the hell the shuttle is going up for. And then, we don't keep track of everything that goes into space. Of course, we see the SpaceX launches all the time, but then they won't announce, firing a missile here in California, like 2 years ago, they fired a missile and it freaked everybody out. Everybody thought, the aliens were coming. And it was pretty funny. So I think there's a secret space program myself.
Well, that's the thing. They make a good point about, the launches and the shuttle and et cetera and so on. It's like a goddamn rabbit hole because you start to think, well, do we really have the TR-3Bs? Are those really government craft, or are they just alien craft that are proliferating so much that the government is saying, oh yeah, they're ours, and it's bullshit? I mean, it could be one or it could be the other. I don't know. Do we really have a secret space program, or is it really just that they're starting to show up in droves? I don't know.
They might. At the end of the Skinwalker Ranch documentary by Corbell, he put in so when the New York Times talked about the UFO program that Harry Reid had started and stuff,
right,
and it made big news, and people kind of took that as the first step towards disclosure. There was a video he put with the video that we saw, the little pill UFO. There was another one he put in with the movie I had never seen it, and it is fucking amazing, and it's from a gun camera,
right?
And you hear the guys going, wait, I got it, and then it's clearer than the other pill one, and you can see the size of the craft and how fast it's going over the water, and there's just no way this could be faked. And holy shit, it was really small, like almost like it was a probe or something, and it was fucking hauling ass, and they got it locked on the gun camera, and there's no way any human could have locked it. Was radar locked, so the radar had the lock on it. And if you guys ever see, I don't know if you have to pay for it, but it's Hunt for Skinwalker. It's at the end of that. I talked to Doomcock about that movie. That place is a trip. We'll talk about that a little bit later, because that's getting really weird. Skinwalker is the weirdest of the weird. It is super weird.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It's long story short. Or go on. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just in the chat. I saw that Apex Tyrannus had said aliens also would not let us take their ships and reverse engineer them unless they wanted to. They're more advanced and would know everything, so they're knowingly letting the government hide them. Well, here's the thing. I mean, now there's the thought of that they're recovered from crashes, that they were traded to us in exchange for biological material, aka the right to abduct the citizens and probe their asses because they have ass fetishes, all these aliens. Or that what they gave us was like their old, basically their Model T Fords that are kind of the shit of the shit, old tech that we, it's wondrous to us, but to them it's like Jesus. They wouldn't even give their middle kid that shit for graduating college on Nexus 5 or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, and then I saw right below that chat that is the, if it's 50,000 for just one toilet seat, not the entire toilet, that's 200,000. Yes, the black budget that's going on, that could explain some of it, of course. There's, I don't know if this has been debunked or not, but Rumsfeld, saying that we're missing $2.3 trillion.
Yeah.
Which, there's a lot of ways they could be doing all. I think most of this stuff is actually, to get really weird on you guys, is they're doing a lot of underground things. They're doing a lot of digging underground. There is definitely something weird going on at the Denver airport. You can't convince me otherwise. There's a lot of evidence that they kept, well, even after the thing was complete, there's pictures of them with those giant cement tubes and everything, and they kept working on the place for months and months and months afterwards.
It's definitely at the very least a continuation of government site in the event of an emergency. I mean, it's documented that at one point, kids, a giant extinction level asteroid almost hit us and passed by narrowly, but they actually evacuated Obama to the Denver airport at one point. So I think that's a continuation of government site where VIPs will go in the event of some kind of impending global catastrophe.
Yeah.
But that's just on the upper levels. I don't know what deep down there. Who knows? I've heard it's a gateway to hell.
Yeah. Hell. Where all the bad Christians go.
Amen.
But
there you go. So I don't know. The Denver airport is weird. It is definitely a weird site. It is definitely Masonic in origin. It has all those weird sculptures, those horrible apocalyptic paintings that I think have finally been removed. Although I've heard they're removed. I've heard they're not removed. I don't know. But I've seen them personally and they are creepy as hell. It's just a weird place. Weird place.
I got sick as hell there too, but it was altitude sickness probably. But yeah,
probably.
Hellboy, I'm getting everyone here. Right, DJ Bowman, love Hellboy. Let's get a couple more super chats in before we continue. And there we go. I just got Nicholas Glenn. You guys watched The Theory of Everything yet? I started watching it, but I didn't finish. God, he's been asking me to. I owe you, buddy. I owe you a full review of that.
I watched a good chunk of it. I think that the presentation was very scrambled, but I think that in essence, the guy is mostly on the right track. He's talking about everything is, consciousness and stuff. And he's right, in my opinion, in my study of Eastern, philosophy and quantum physics and so on. So I think it's an interesting video.
I thought I was digging it. All out of bubble gum. I actually was a witness to one of the triangle UFOs flying over Eugene, Oregon in the late 1980s. 20 vehicles pulled over on I-5, and we all watched it flying over the city.
Holy shit. Wow. Back when they didn't have cell phones. Damn.
Oh, I know. Damn it. I would love to see something like that.
Me
especially
too.
with all the freaking driving I've done up and down California. It's just like nothing happened. Nothing. It sucked.
Yeah.
Thank you for the $10. Stephanie Little Page. Guys, send some love to Captain Robert April. $2. You don't even have to. Just ask us. You don't have to. What's up, Captain Robert April? Please subscribe to his channel. I know he's close to 1,000. So he's a good dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's an original Trekker and an ally in the Cannon Wars. And he's at, I think, 838 subs or something like that now. So, yes, absolutely. Go and give Captain Robert April some subs.
Yes, please. It's a good friend. Thanks, Stephanie. Rich Silverwood. Ever consider the UFOs are piloted by evolved human children from the future traveling back for history lessons? That would be kind of cool. I would love that story if that was true. I don't think so though.
But I have to missed.
I have to. I've considered the time traveling thing though. I think a lot of people have. So
yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it's possible. I mean, it would at least imply that something survives whatever is coming, but the quickening is quickening, and I am not optimistic. Harvey, what do you think? Well, these craft that are appearing, they could be extra dimensional. They're not from my dimension, but there's an infinite number of dimensions. There's an infinite number of possibilities. So, there's always a chance that, they may have found a fracture or an entryway into your universe that I don't have, or there could be time travelers. God knows, Doomcock is going to get a time machine eventually. We know that historically because of the account of his brother Wilhelm getting crushed by a giant piano that falls from the turrets of the castle onto him. A very pointed ode to Warner Brothers cartoons. So it's clear that Doomcock takes a piano back in time and smushes his brother. Case closed. Yeah. Time travel is going to happen.
It is. Yeah. So since you're going to get one, wouldn't you just get one? It makes my brain hurt a little bit.
Well, I guess not. It hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened yet. Okay, so it's got to actually happen first, and then I got you. Rich Silverwood has a paranormal. Hey, Rich, could you I don't know, get Mary the name again so she could put up the link? He shared his link with his paranormal stuff with me on Patreon, and it was fucking cool. It was really cool. It was like well produced, good stuff.
Great.
Oh my god, it's Cotton Candy Hair Jeremy. What's up, dude? Watching the furry / Wilder fight and listening to this. That's weird. That's definitely weird. I wonder how that's working out for you. Thank you for the $1.99, and it's good to see a version of Jeremy join us here at the Nerdrotic channel. I am honored to have
that's
one
right.
of the Jeremys. That's cool.
It's kind of the middle council,
yes. I'll be the low council. I'm good.
The low.
I'm like traffic court. So
I got friends in low council.
Yeah. Or night court. There you go.
Nightman in night court.
There you go. Beast. The Beast from the X-Men. The Beast, $4.99. Will y'all cover the Black Knight? Hail from Huntsville, Texas. Love both of your channels. We love you too.
Hail Beast. Huntsville, Texas. Hell yeah.
Huntsville. Yes. Shit. Howdy.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
I love Texas, man.
Well, you know that I have a base in Texas, so I definitely do. Huntsville is not that far from Austin, really. Anyway, the Black Knight satellite.
The Black Knight satellite.
Yes, they try to tell us that Black Knight satellite is some kind of garment that got accidentally dropped by an astronaut,
and it's floating, and it's just the way it looks in the picture. What a bunch of bullshit. What a bunch of bullshit. That thing has structure.
Yeah, a garment. That's hilarious. So here's a nice this is a picture of it that's been no, I don't think that's here we go. We're gonna get to the real one there. Yeah, that's the real one right there. You never know what's been fucked with on, here we go.
Yeah,
Boom,
that's a hell of a picture. Look at that picture.
That's not a garment.
That almost looks like the front end of a Romulan warbird from the Next Generation that got its like wings kind of lopped off. But
yeah,
that's a damn, look at that thing. Come on, man. Look at that thing.
and it's on this bizarre orbit too, right? Isn't it go over like the top? It's not in a normal orbit. It orbits over the poles or something like that. And
yeah, it's something weird. And look at that thing. That is incredible. And I don't know what the proof was, but there's been talk that thing has been around for something like 10,000 years or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there was talk of people. There's been sightings of it back in medieval times, and what Tesla knew about it, but Tesla gets connected to everything. Oh well, what's this? The disclosed TV says legendary Black Knight satellite shot down during secret military mission. They can't shoot that thing down. Good luck.
Well, if they did, maybe that's brought aliens.
Maybe
that might have been a bad idea.
That's why Oumuamua showed up. They're like,
I don't know,
getting the signal. Yeah, we stopped.
Like on 2001 when the monolith was uncovered on the moon, and that triggered a signal to the extraterrestrials that put it there, because they figured when a civilization was advanced enough to dig it up and find it and make contact with it, then that's a signal that mankind was ready for the next stage of evolution. Well, if they set this giant satellite target in orbit, and they were waiting for it to be boarded to signal that intelligent life had arisen on Earth, they might have come in peace. Of course, the fact that we just blowed it up probably means that they're coming to kick our asses.
So the Black Knight satellites, okay, if they board it and they just try to figure it out, okay, they're good. If they blow it up, we're gonna dust them, man. They're done. So
yeah, if they blow it up, then it's gonna be gonna be the Martians.
Yep. Oh my god, that movie's funny as hell. Where'd it go? Jesus Christ. Okay, back to super chats. Thank you, cotton candy hair Jeremy, by the way, and the beast. Daryl Rayner. Hail Lord Doomcock. Hail Gary. Sorry I had to come late. Great discussion. Love a good conspiracy theory. Hell yeah, Daryl.
Hell yeah, Daryl. Thank you, man. One of my loyal legionnaires.
Awesome.
From patreon.com/Doomcock.
Yes. For as little, do you have like $1 level?
Yes. For $1, you get to access to the Doomcock Roundtable every month, and also the Dick Doomcock Power Hour, which is a private party that we throw on there where everybody gets a chance to step up to the mic and do whatever the hell they want. And those are two things where you're basically interacting directly with me. Like you're on mic and we're all just chatting away. So just for $1 a month.
Like the Patreon needs to figure out a way to make those gifts. That sounds like an awesome gift to give a loved one. An hour, the Dick Doomcock Power Hour. That would be awesome.
Right.
For $1, right. That's fucking bargain. You kidding me?
Man, yeah, twice a month. Yeah. Shit. And they run for hours. So
I gotta make one of these days because I'm one of your patrons.
I know you are.
Patron. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're back with cotton candy hair Jeremy for $4.99. Thank you, sir. My question is not whether or what these things are when we see them, but where are they when we don't see them? Oh, well, I think they're around all the time. I think there's I think they're cloaked most of the time, or they have a perception filter, or that condition that we humans actually have, where if we can't deal with something, we just simply don't see it.
That's the I find that hard to believe. I've heard that before. I've heard that talk about that the Native Americans couldn't see the Spanish conquistadors coming because they couldn't process what the hell they were seeing. I can't
total bullshit.
I just can't believe it. I don't know.
Oh, you want to talk about, I mean, it's late in the game, but I'm just got to bring it up right now because it's in my brain. The greatest conspiracy that I've gotten into late. Oh, well, there's two really weird ones, but the greatest one is the Smithsonian conspiracy to suppress all the giant skeletons that have been found across the U.S. and all the mounds because it would subvert the whole manifest destiny bullshit. The Smithsonian is behind basically painting Native Americans as savages, and they were actually really advanced prior to the flood that we've talked about 12,000 years ago. Prior to that, they were very advanced. There was actually one empire here. At one point, I could go down a rabbit hole, and they know about all this, but it would apparently, if they came out with any of this, it would give some people land rights. And yeah, it's like I said, it's a conspiracy. I'm not saying I believe all of it, but I was reading. I've been obsessed with it lately. Giants.
Well, I've seen alleged photos. I'm skeptical. I've never seen anything that was that convincing. And I know that we've talked about the Nephilim,
yes.
Friends, the giants in the earth, as foretold in the ancient texts. But I'm agnostic on it. I don't believe it. I don't disbelieve it, but I need a lot of proof. I need a lot.
I do too. I haven't seen anything, especially with like the double sets of teeth, and they all had red hair. And when I say giants, it's not like fee fi fo fum 50 feet tall. It's 7 to 8 foot people who are but not like you're just a tall person. It's a race of people who were 7 to 8 to 9 feet, and they were all well proportioned and freaking huge. And they were a ruling class, basically. And apparently, as the stories go, even some Native American stories, that something happened to them and they started going all cannibal and they had to kill them all. Love Lake, which is up in Nevada, which is a cave where they supposedly found a bunch of giant skeletons, and that's where the tribe that's there has a story that we had to chase these giants into a cave, and we set them all on fire because they were eating our people. But this was like 10,000 years ago, when you can actually, take a boat from the Pacific Ocean to Nevada, because there was a point you could do that back in our past. And yeah, it's the weirdest story. And that you can go to that cave, and it's weird.
Well, Gary, Apex Tyrannus is saying Google Denisovan skull.
Oh yeah.
Denisovans.
The Denisovans are weird. Do you know about the Denisovans?
I do not. That is one of the things I do not know.
A guy named I think the last name of Denisovan found a cave in Russia with these incredibly they found some really old skeletons, but the clothing was really advanced. The jewelry was like these were cavemen, like no wheel, no fire, cavemen with like beautiful garments and jewelry on. Yeah, good call on that one. Denisovan skull. Hang on.
And Mr. Thistlebloom 1 is saying a Nephilim giant was discovered in Afghanistan. It was killed by U.S. soldiers.
I heard that story, but that a big old one came out and it killed 2 soldiers, and they had to take it. I don't know about that's L.A. Marzulli. The thing with L.A. Marzulli is Christian, so he and there's nothing wrong with that. I do not judge religion in any way, shape, or form. I think it's super lame to judge people for what religion they are. I respect all religions. I'm just not myself. So here's the humans mated with mysterious Denisovan people. Is this the skull? Hang on. Elusive humans called Denisovans. Yeah, they're a completely different type of human. And they were big. Ancient skulls may belong to elusive humans called Denisovans. I'm trying to find a good. Oh, here's what they look like. There we go. Sorry, folks. Give me just a second. Self-produced here.
Brad Noble says, my ex-wife had a giant cave.
Well, that's why she's your ex-wife.
He says, hot dog down a hallway, says Brad Noble. You got to read that like that. Hot dog down a hallway. Yeehaw.
So they try to make them as these cavemen and stuff, but they have a bracelet from one of them that's like amber, and it's beautifully made. So here's a Denisovan. She's kind of hot, really. Just kidding. And and let me find the Denisovan bracelet. And sorry, this one's crazy. Yeah, this is weird, man. So this thing's 40,000 years old. 40,000 years old.
Chaka from Land of the Lost, says Kush.
That was Chaka. Well, no, it's a girl. It's his sister.
Well, it's Choquette.
Choquette, yeah.
Jason Momoa is a Denisovan. Yeah. Exactly.
So they found this.
Wow.
Yeah, and the bracelet it's the precision on it. This 40,000 years old, people. So that we weren't supposed to be wearing jewelry back then or anything, but they found they found garments and stuff that were like really intricate, and there's just, we don't know shit. We are a species with amnesia, as Velikovsky has said, and then Graham Hancock took it from him.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I didn't see any proof of the giants.
No, we're not going to see any proofs of the giants. The skull is big. It's supposed to be big. And David Hatcher Childress found one. It's just a large skull. Found one in Utah, I believe, on one of the ancient aliens. Then there's Paracas, all the weird elongated skulls. Those are bizarre. I'm sure you've seen those.
Yeah, those are.
That's, even if that's cradle headboarding, why did they do that? And like thousands and thousands of people, and some of them don't have that suture they were talking about. Like it was just like they were born that way, which must have been a really fun birth, if I'm just saying. Like, well, man, props to that woman.
They got heads like aliens, like xenomorphs.
Gave birth to that. But we've also, some Egyptian pharaohs have had some Italian nobles have had elongated skulls. It's weird. It's weird.
They bound them to emulate their alien overlords at the time.
That's it.
It was all the fashion on Kotok.
Kotok. Hey, thanks. Cotton candy hair Jeremy paid $1.99 to tell me he subbed to my channel. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that. You're awesome. I appreciate it. And also, I know you're subbed to Doomcock. All the Jeremys sub to you, right? Like,
I hope so. I hope that cotton candy haired Jeremy is subscribed to Doomcock, for God's sakes. All of you, subscribe to Doomcock, damn it. There you go.
Yeah. Adam Wolford for $2 said the Martians were killed by the Reapers.
Reapers. Well, I tell you, the Martians, in actual fact, I saw, I think I mentioned this last time, but I saw an incredible lecture by a physicist in the 80s. I mean, I didn't see it in the 80s. It was taped, 80s or 90s on videotape. But he was saying that by the isotopes in the Martian soil and such, indicates that there was nuclear detonations on the surface of Mars, in antiquity, that basically it seems to support that there's some kind of nuclear conflagration on Mars that basically blew a lot of its atmosphere away and resulted in all the ruins we see today, the pyramids, the face on Mars, etc., and so on.
I've heard that. I could believe it. I still think it might have been the planet exploding next to it, and which was supposed to be where we were from. Well, that was the thing I heard yesterday was that planet exploded. They couldn't come to Earth because it damaged Mars, and they couldn't come to Earth, so they brought the moon over because they needed to live on Earth. So that's why they brought the moon. And I was like, I'll buy that. I'll buy that for $1. No, it's I hear some crazy shit, but yeah, I've heard that one too. Listen, Mars, and we talked about this the last one we did. Something fucking happened to Mars. There's a big scar on Mars. The moons are basically asteroids, and they orbit in opposite directions. Well, I guess that's normal, but it seems like something very bad happened, and now God, Richard Hoagland is for years been saying, and so have a lot of people saying that there's water on Mars. There's water on Mars. There's water on Mars. Shit, they were saying that in the 1800s, and now we finally admit that there's water on Mars, or we scientifically can prove it. And now they're coming around to going, there was probably a lot of life here. It was probably a very and something cataclysmic, which could happen to us any minute, folks. So sleep tight. At least Doomcock's safe in the center of the earth.
That's right. I don't want to be at the center of the earth when that fucking Yellowstone caldera erupts, because everyone's going to have a bad day that day, people.
Oh, shit. I'm right in the path of all the poisonous gas. So we're goners here.
Oh, we're all goners anyway.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Death is the only certain thing about life,
That is true. But we got a couple more super chats here. Then we should if we want to talk more about Oumuamua. I'm fascinated with Oumuamua. I'm like obsessed with it. It sucks that it's gone so quick. And isn't it weird how we just got some lame telescope footage of it? Do you think they have better footage of it somewhere?
Yeah. I would be very surprised. I'd be very surprised if we didn't. Isn't it just fascinating that all this stuff happened around the same time? That's all I'm saying. With the signal,
yes.
with Oumuamua blasting through, with the sunspot, solar observatory being shut down, other solar observatories being shut down, losing transmission on satellites and on probes on Mars. Holy crap. And now weird signals like spreading around the earth, etc. We joke about Art Bell and the quickening. He always talked about the quickening. I loved Art Bell. I mean, the whole reason this channel, our ExoZone broadcast exists is basically me and Gary want to play like we're Art Bell.
Yeah.
Basically, we just want to we want to play. We're having fun. We're just playing, saying the shit that we've absorbed over the years, that we've loved. We've laid in bed at night, not together, listening to Art Bell, with our earphones on or whatever, and eyes wide in the dark, wondering what could be real, wondering what it could be out there in the vast universe. Because I tell you, and the reason that you guys out there are interested too, the reason that our audiences seem to that I think are going to come around to the ExoZone. I think that they are. It's because you're imaginative people, all of you, skeptics and believers alike, are all open-minded, creative individuals that could imagine these things happening. Whether or not you allow yourself to be convinced or not convinced, whether you are skeptical or a believer, it's a wondrous thing to acknowledge that there are mysteries in the universe that we don't yet understand. I think that vastly we don't understand the universe. I think basically what we know about the universe is diddly squat and zippity doodah. I mean, it's just the very basic fucking functioning of our 5 lousy limited senses that we have to touch and smell and lick and pee on and poop around things to be convinced that they're real, like fucking apes. And let me tell you something, there's a lot more to this universe than that. What do you say, Gary?
I absolutely agree. And I saw an article 2 days ago. I'll find a link in the description later, where they had some physicists have come to a point where they're like, we might have gotten the math wrong about the universe completely. We might have to start all over again because we're monkeys, and we know how to put these numbers together, and we know how to put something together to our understanding, but then something else gets thrown in because we're monkeys. And they have to go, this happens every so often. My favorite articles, and I've seen this in Newsweek and New York Times, where it's like, has science answered all the questions? Have we achieved, peak, whatever? And you see these every few years, and you're like, really, people, really? What you just said there, we don't even understand consciousness and perception. I mean, like, at all. So,
we function on such a higher level, all of us. The part of our minds that converse, that deal with symbols and deal with thoughts and conscious choices between options, trying to analyze things, is only a small subset of our capabilities, because instinctively, our consciousness operates at a much higher level than our conscious mind. Our baseline, when we fall, and before we can even think, we are on the ground and we have put our hands out and caught ourselves, arrested our fall that could have smashed our heads in. That is not something that I could consciously coordinate, command, or will. And so I was operating at an entirely different level when I did that. The way that my heart beats of its own accord, the way my nervous system functions. Do I know how? No. And yet it does. So there is I think the difference is I don't understand how to operate my nervous system or to breathe my lungs or to beat my heart, but I know how to do it. I just don't know how I know.
Exactly. See, that's great. Isn't that great? That's it. Exactly. I can't even fucking add to that. That was brilliant. But no, we're so far. So to listen, and not to diss any skeptics or anything, but that's why we entertain the thought. And what Doomcock was saying, part of the reason you go to Doomcock and you come to our channel, it's very similar. It's like we're really into our escapism, and we see people fucking with it, and we have no place to talk about it right now. And Doomcock is a place you can go, and he will talk with you, and he'll guide you through it, and you can converse with him. It's a very open community. That's one of the cool things about YouTube. And you can talk to me about this stuff. And, we all have similar tastes, but it's all walks of life. That's the cool part about this. It's all walks of life. And yeah, we're the commonality, I guess, is imagination, I guess. I don't know, but it's fucking cool. Whatever it is, I like it. Giants were real when the Indians said how and held their hands up to see if the white man had 6 fingers and toes. Nicholas Glenn,
Wow.
$4.99. There are tons of stories from the Native Americans about giants. There are. I haven't seen any proof yet, though. Which
no,
I don't know, none at all. And they even had that special with Jim Vieira and Hugh Newman, and they couldn't find shit. They kept it. It was like actually going down a rabbit hole. Thank you, Nicholas Glenn. Hail Nicholas Glenn, by the way, for who's really been behind this ExoZone. Okay.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people here are saying, more ExoZone and that they're digging it. And I would say that ExoZone is entirely in keeping with my mission. Speaking to what you were saying, Gary, Doomcock's mission is to foster and support critical thinking. That is at the core of my mission more than anything else. Pop culture is a love and a passion that I've had all my life. But ultimately, what I try to do in my videos is dissect the stupidity underlying these failed franchise reboots and new properties, the plot holes, the leaps of logic, the insipid lies masquerading as fiction these days. When we dismantle those, when we analyze them, when we reason through them and exactly examine why these stories are stupid and insulting, we sharpen our critical faculties.
And the same thing here. We're talking about UFOs, we're talking about conspiracies and so on, which until they are concretely proven are just as fictional as Star Trek or Star Wars. But they have the added fascination that they might just have something to them. And they do have some points of proof. I am agnostic on everything, period. I mean, I am not a believer until I have had a preponderance of facts and I've seen enough things to make me convinced that something is going on. Now, UFOs are an area that I have gotten to that point where I've just seen too much. There's too many things going on. And so even though I cannot as yet say it is fact, I can say that the preponderance of the evidence leads me in terms of critical thinking to entertain the notion very seriously that something is truly going on. But the two, analysis of plot holes and flaws, analysis of evidence for UFOs, giants, and so on are same thing. That's basically my philosophy.
That's brilliant. Yes. It's basically you suss out the bullshit. That's what he does. And even with the going back to the Oumuamua and the Sunspot Laboratory, the best way to equate that, folks, is like if you've ever worked for a corporation and management's about to get changed out, and of course they bullshit you the whole time, go, everything's fine, but you notice like Donna doesn't work there anymore, and HR, and like some weird stuff is going on. Your paycheck was a day late or something, but it's all a coincidence. That's the same bullshit that's going on, and that's what Doomcock's really good at sussing out is sussing out that bullshit. And I'm okay at it too, but especially what he's saying about CBS, that stuff is all going down. Like Midnight's Edge said it would go down, like Doomcock said it would go down, and every day I get somebody even hitting at me going, you guys are full of shit, you're just haters and stuff. It's like, okay, well, talk to me in a year, dude. Talk to me in a year. We'll see what happens. Yeah. And hopefully we don't get invaded in a year. Hopefully it's just, Star Trek Discovery is gone, and then we get some real Star Trek. And
Amen. Amen.
Hopefully
I've heard things I have not reported yet about Star Trek Discovery. I'm waiting for more confirmation, but I can tell you guys, shit is definitely happening. Shit is definitely happening. And Mr. Roboto finally says about me, so you are not Mulder, you are more Scully. If I was Scully, I would immediately end the ExoZone. I would go and take off my clothes. I would get out my camera and I would give myself the gift that I've always wanted since I've been watching the X-Files, because I have always had the hots for Dana Scully.
Oh,
so there you go. You would never hear from Doomcock again if he was suddenly given Dana Scully's body.
You hear that, CBS?
You'd be like one of those monkeys that has access to cocaine night and day, and just starves to death. They would find me naked with a phone full of pictures. Back to you, Gary.
How do I follow that, dude? Like I said, CBS, you know what's up now. You know how to stop them if you want to. Shit.
It's it's like, what is that switcheroo store? One of the, Mr. Big or whatever. I don't know. Turn me into Scully. I'm gone.
Yeah.
Wing! That's it.
That's awesome. Oh man, that was good. Okay, Jesus Christ, more super chats. Rhino 4563. Did you guys catch the pics from the new Mars rover? Makes you think the moon landing was possibly faked. I did not see the new pics. Did you see the new pics?
No, I would like to. I'd love to see them.
Yeah, let's take a look.
See, that's a cool thing, is that the guys in chat can educate us as much as we can educate them. I mean, this is really a group show. I mean, that's the beautiful part about this.
Oh man, somebody's gonna have to steer me towards the pics, because I'm just seeing. Oh wow. Well, I mean, I think this is an older one. Mars Mobile. What's Mars Mobile? Oh wow, that is clear picture.
Sounds like a failed cell phone service that only worked off world. They were really gambling on that whole Space Force thing, Gary. The cell phone company just went
Space Force. I want to write a theme song.
Space Force, party on. Now, excellent.
I don't know if this is. I'm really impressed by this picture. It's super clear, and it's not like all. Usually they color correct it too much to make it too red.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's weird. It's a different planet. I never stopped tripping off that. That's so cool.
Dude, there have been so many weird pictures on Mars. Weird pictures. That, I mean, there's one thing of this. Have you seen the damn space rabbit, the Mars rabbit, Gary?
No.
I swear to God, there's a sequence of pictures that shows like this shape with these two extremely long ears, and the thing moves like across so it's not a rock. It's not a weird rock formation. Weird.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Stuff.
What? A Mars exploration rover mission. What the hell? Yeah. Mars rover mission spotlight. Yeah, it's is this it? Hang on. Because I've seen the cat playing air guitar. In
a cat playing. Yeah, that's the thing. Look at it. That's on Mars. And then in the same shot, like that's a close-up, but it's gone. It moves. So it's there and then it's not.
What the hell was that then? That's weird.
That's I don't know. The movie of the bunny ears, compiled from 3 panoramic camera images taken about 2 minutes apart, indicates that the object can move in a light. Because now I subsequently saw a picture where that same area where it had moved or it was gone. So, yeah, look at that.
That's weird, man.
Martian bunny foo-foo
Martian
hopping down the dune.
It must be bunnies. Okay, let's see if I can find. Yeah, I probably can't, but because it was.
Please, me, Eddie.
Oh, cat.
Please. I'm going to Kokomo.
This one
Persian Scribe says, in my opinion, they are not on Mars, just pics of some locale on Earth. That is possible, Persian Scribe. That is absolutely possible.
Okay, this is supposedly a Martian picture. Now, it's from Richard Hoagland and Mike Barra. Okay, they're a little woo-woo, but there's the cat playing air guitar on Mars. Yeah, that's definitely, it's Mike Barra. He's this weird. You know what's funny is a bunch of the weirder UFO guys have figured out YouTube, and they're starting to live stream now, and it's really entertaining. So Mike Barra has done, give me a second here, has done his newest conspiracy. This is a weird one, folks, and no, I don't believe it, but he's put together a thing that the crew of the Challenger is alive. They didn't die in the explosion. I don't know why, what the whole point would be to fake your death in a exploding shuttle, but that's the deal. And he put together.
That's really fucktarded.
I mean, that's beyond fucktarded.
That's just, you know. Do you know why we've never heard from them? Do you know why, Gary?
Why?
No phone, no lights, no motor cars, not a single luxury. Like Robinson Crusoe, they're primitive as can be.
Can you imagine the crew that? That's not even funny. But
on Challenger's Isle, it's a dumb.
This is so dumb. But here's some of the here's Jesus their evidence Christ. Behind it. For one. Two of the people on the Challenger, they had twins, so that's why they look like their brother, because they're twins.
Okay.
But
so there's twins.
There's some twins, but the guy on the left his name is Michael J. Smith, and he does look like Michael J. Smith. I'll give you that. And those two guys kind of look alike.
Family members.
Yeah.
They're gonna look alike.
Well, these guys have the same. Yeah, no, this is total bullshit, folks. But these two guys do have the same name. I think there might be doppelgangers out there, people, but they.
Like counterpart.
Yeah.
Like they came across.
Yes. That is your stupid theory of the night, folks. Believe me, I get through so many lame ones to get to something.
Could you pull up
decent.
That picture one more time, though?
Yeah, of course.
I saw what might be a cry for help.
A cry for help.
Might be a cry for help, and I want you to pull that up for me, Gary.
You see one of my tabs in there? I think I got all my porn tabs closed.
No,
No.
If I didn't, I don't care. No shame in my game, baby.
Pull up that picture, God damn it. I think the world needs to be alerted to this.
Hang on a second. I have 800 screenshots. There we go on my desktop because I was doing a video today. So please check it out. Just showed up on the channel.
Absolutely.
All right, it's back. There you go.
Richard Scobie, Cows in Trees Limited. Does that sound like a real company? Cows in Trees Limited sounds like a plea for help. It sounds like a clue.
Yes.
Like, this conspiracy is not true. This conspiracy will be disproved when there are cows in trees.
I'm gonna save his next stupid conspiracy for the next ExoZone.
Okay,
because it's bad.
But cows in trees sounds like code. You know,
it does.
It sounds like the end of The Fly. Help me, help me. I don't know.
That freaked me out when I was a kid. No, that's total bullshit. That one's total bullshit, folks.
But that was too funny. Cows in trees. I couldn't pass that up.
Speaking of cows, I do have to show you a picture of this giant fucking cow, and this is real. Dennis was talking about this cow is 6'5". Like, look at that fucking cow.
Whoa.
That is a big fucking cow.
Australia's largest steer. King of the Aussie steers.
An enormous cow in Australia.
Crikey, that's the only way we grow them.
That's right.
That's one of the short ones.
No dingo's getting that cow. Sorry, that sucked.
Dingo ate my baby.
What?
Of course, it turns out it did. That's the sad thing. That woman was mocked widely and criticized.
Yeah,
claiming that the dingo got her baby, and by God, the dingo got her baby.
The dingo got her motherfucking baby, and she was like put through fucking hell. What a
that was sad.
That was It's like, thanks for that movie, Meryl Streep.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot, hon.
Experts say that the cow would likely yield an amazing 1,400 pounds of meat. Goddamn, including an astounding 450 various cuts of steak. Holy shit, you could feed a village with that cow.
And you cook it up at Texas barbecue and you eat it all, you get a t-shirt.
Saying, I ate a big fucking cow.
I ate a big Aussie cow.
Yep, from Australia.
From Australia.
Or England or wherever.
Australia, which I think is from England.
Yeah, I think it's from England. It's funny talking guys. They're little,
all right.
Little prancy for me.
Yes. Little prancy. That cow's lighting his loafers, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. The sheriff is near. Yeah. So big cows. We talked about Oumuamua. We talked about Bob Lazar.
Have you caught up on the super chats there?
No, I am so far away from the super chats. Hang on, let's get that there.
Yeah, let's get back to the
shoot. I should have really ate something before I
waiting.
do. Thank you. Okay, so here we go. Nicholas Glenn. Oh wow, this really grew since then.
I need a bigger cow.
Okay, here we go. All out of bubblegum, $10. I'm really worried about Fukushima. That is a good one. The Fukushima radioactive isotopes in the Pacific Ocean. Because if you want Gilman, this is now how you get Gilman, aka Harvey's children. Oh, gotcha. Fukushima is freaky. I remember being I was here in San Francisco and seeing helicopters at the beach all the fucking time. And by the way, helicopters don't fly over San Francisco unless it's life flight. They just don't. It's not a thing that flies over our city ever. So it's really weird to see helicopters flying over San Francisco. And for about 6 months after Fukushima, they had people down on the beach checking stuff out. But then they're telling us, oh, don't worry. Everything's fine. Everything's cool. So we'll see.
Fukushima is no joke. Fukushima is just as serious as it fucking gets, people. I mean, they have not been able to shut that down. I mean, out of sight, out of mind. No, all that they're doing, people, is they're using ocean water to cool the damn things. From what I understand, it's like 100,000 gallons a day or something of radioactive water being dumped in the ocean. How long do you think that can go on, people? So yeah, it's serious as a fucking heart attack.
It is. I mean, we don't hear about that. By the way, thank you. Somebody said nice glasses. I appreciate it. Yeah, Ray-Bans. And yeah, I think about it like all the time. I have never stopped. I was freaked out when that whole thing happened, because when the earthquake happened, my mom was in Hawaii, and she, there was a tsunami there that damn near got her fucking apartment. And I was worried, because we thought Chernobyl was bad. This is like you said, it's on the fucking ocean, and these things, like, they aren't going out anytime soon. It'd almost be better to just let them fucking melt down to the ground. I don't know.
I don't know.
But like dumping ocean water on it, and they talked about like entire reefs of coral dying, and these fish are coming out. A bunch of fish are dying, and then silence, then absolute silence, like everything's cool. So
it is absolutely terrible. It's serious. And another serious thing, I don't know what's going on here, but John Tonette is saying Lame sent 2 super chats and got an error. Charged but didn't show up. Oh well, I don't know what the hell that is.
That's fucking lame. You know what? I had a problem. Doomcock had a problem getting in too with the chat. We had to go. We found a way to get him in, but there was something weird going on. So I'm sorry, John Tonette. I will.
Yeah, John, would you just type those super chats in at the bottom of the regular chat, like right now, so we can read them for you? I'm so sorry, dude. That's horrible.
Totally.
If you could just,
that sucks.
If you could just pop those right now in the bottom of the chats. Well, it says fine, no worries. Well, it's not really fine, John.
No.
If you type them down there real quick.
Yeah, we'll answer your question. Just I got you, man. I'll let you know what happened. But there is definitely something weird going on. But yeah, keep an eye on that, and I will read another super chat. That
and
really
and
sucks.
Filthy Farmer, we will definitely get to yours. He's just backed up a little bit. We're getting
sorry about that, Filthy Farmer. Where we go? I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Yeah, I'll get going here. All out of bubblegum. I'm really worried about Fukushima. Nicholas Glenn, giants were real. We already read that one. And Stone Loki, hail Lord Doomcock, hail Nerdrotic. There are those who believe that life here began out there, far across the universe. Love the show. Keep rocking. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat, Stone Loki. You're awesome.
Loki, you rock, man. Thank you so much, dude.
Fuck yeah, thanks, man. I mean, like, this is incredible, people. I'm really sorry I'm slow on this. I can't tell you how sorry I am.
Oh no, it's okay. We're all having fun.
Nicholas Glenn, thoughts on Jack Parsons and his dealing with the occult? A lot of what he had dealings with people call aliens were actually demons, and he knew it. Now, Jack Parsons from JPL, yeah, JPL
Laboratory.
Yes, that's a weird story.
Yeah, he was a member of the Ordo, the same organization essentially that Aleister Crowley was a member of. Yeah, the Novus Ordo. No, I can't remember what it was. Anyway, they were occultists, and they were of that same organization. And he went into the JPL, and a lot of his activities there were occultic based in terms of the numbers that he would put into them, the days that they would stage, the OTA. Thank you, Persian Scribe. Yes, the days that they would do launches, and there's a whole history, a wide history of occult symbolism throughout the space program, throughout, like, everything from Apollo mission badges to the elevation of the lunar lander above Mars. I mean, above the moon, allegedly being at 33 degrees on a certain intersection on a certain time and date. The Ordo Templi Orientis. Thank you, the Fanch. Thank you. Yes, the OTO. Yes, exactly. And there just seems to be like this strain running through NASA of these kinds of occultists that I think probably started with Jack Parsons.
Yeah, I oh god, what was it?
We'll have to research that
Yeah.
and do like an ExoZone on that, because that is some weird shit. I mean, it doesn't even necessarily have to be woo-woo. I mean, you don't have to actually believe there's any validity to the shit that Parsons was laying down, but there's no doubt that they believed it. And so the fact that this symbolism is inserted in these ways is weird, is very weird.
Why would you go that's in a government program? That's weird. The whole thing. I've heard about that on Caravan to Midnight, who is John B. Wells. You ever heard of John B. Wells?
Yeah.
He's got that really deep voice.
Yeah, yeah, he was good.
He's out of Texas. Yeah, he has a internet show, and it's pretty weird. And because he used to be on Coast to Coast, then he got fired. So he started his own show. And John T-Net, I found one. So I don't know if I passed it up. I am sorry, but it's blank. It doesn't say anything. But I saw 800 Hong Kong dollars from John T-Net. Dude, put down whatever you want. We'll read it.
Well, John says here in the chat, he says, wanted to say, I thought the mission was to take over the world so I could get Hong Kong. Unsub. Doomcock is going to give you Hong Kong, John T-Net. Never fear. My plans are proceeding apace. I tell you that I am closer than I've ever been to world domination, and it keeps growing every single day. With your support and, the support of all my legionnaires out there in the audience and listening on YouTube now and throughout the world. Oh, don't worry, John. Hong Kong is coming to you, sir. Hong Kong is coming. And your bottle actually got delivered today, John. I don't know if you know that, but the bottle got delivered, or the eagle has splashed down. And also, John says, a P.S., possibly the Nephilim evidence was removed beforehand. There are too many legends around the world to categorically deny they existed. Yes, John, I don't deny that they existed. Absolutely not. I simply have not seen enough evidence for me personally to be convinced, but I am certainly not disbelieving. See, I think that's as intellectually dishonest to actively disbelieve something in the face of a lack of evidence as it is to believe something in the face of a lack of evidence. My mind remains open, although it seems dubious to me, just on common sense and the fact where, how come we don't have a lot of this stuff? But, it is possible. And so I'm really pretty neutral, leaning towards skepticism, but my mind is open. Absolutely.
Same here. Absolutely open to it. And it's most of the stuff I want to believe. I like it. If UFOs existed and giants exist, that means our world was weird. And yes, that's a win. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, with the whole Nephilim giants, that there's some barrier I have that I got to get over. Because you're right. It's like the flood. Well, if there's a flood legend, there's Nephilim or giants with that legend every time with multiple cultures. So it was either a very popular story that everybody retold, even though we weren't supposed to be in contact with each other back then, or there's something to it. And I do think there's something to the story. Filthy Farmer, you know what? We're here. There's an easy way to look for this. I'm not used to this many super chats, folks, so I'm sorry. So thank you so much. And there it is. I found it. Okay. So it says, Sup Doomcock. Hiya, Gary. This is a great show. $2 Canadian from Filthy Farmers. Thank you so much. Sorry. That was from a long time ago. That was my fault. I missed it. I suck. And we get to get back to, we saw Daryl there, and Adult Bubblegum, Nicholas Glenn, and Penn Farm Girl. What's up, Penn Farm Girl? I vote the ExoZone episodes continue until you run out of topics or all the questions are answered. Well, with the way I'm going, dude, it could take forever. Sorry. Hail Gary and hail Doomcock. Hail fucking Doomcock, everybody.
Thank you. And Penn Farm Girl, I want to send out a shout out to Penn Farm Girl. I get so many wonderful gifts and tributes from my loyal legionnaires, and Penn Farm Girl is so sweet. She sent me two things in a package about a month ago. And I've been meaning to tweet out images and stuff. I'm so busy and I get distracted easily. But the thing is, Penn Farm Girl sent me a Mexican wrestler mask so that I could go out in public, without my cumbersome battle helm, and interact with people and drink through it and stuff like that.
That's
awesome. And I actually have availed myself of it. And she also sent me a bottle of Johnny Walker, the White Walker blend, the special White Walker, Johnny Walker blend, that when you put it in the freezer and you pull it out, the words "winter is coming" appear on the side of the bottle. And let me tell you, Penn Farm Girl, that whiskey is absolutely delicious. It is truly surprising. I'm going to buy up some more of that limited edition because I really enjoy it very much. So thank you, Penn Farm Girl. And of course, John Tennette has sent me some Yamazaki single malt whiskey, which is some of the best whiskey I've ever had in my life. So thank you, John Tennette. I just wanted to throw those shout outs there.
No, that's great. And Penn Farm Girl's been with us for a while too. I remember talking to her when she was in a hurricane during one of our recaps. I love Penn. I love Penn.
Man, yeah. And that White Walker Scotch, I can absolutely recommend. Holy crap. It tastes cold. I mean, maybe I'm gullible, but they actually have gone to the trouble of gathering the grains from the farthest northern reaches of their influence. They've gotten cold outer space vodka.
I was thinking of you when I saw that.
Oh,
I gotta send you. It looks cheap as hell, but I'm probably gonna send you.
That's awesome. I might have to get a bottle of that.
I'll get you one. I got your PO box. I got something else for you too. I got to get to you.
Oh, dude, you're crazy. Thank you, man.
I'm crazy.
No, you don't have to do that.
I saw that. That I don't drink, but I might have to get that Winter's Coming bottle just to collect. That sounds brilliant.
It's so cool. You got to have it in the freezer though, and you pull it out. But I swear to God, it's got good taste, and it really does. And also, I got sent a bottle of a Stauning Danish whiskey, which is from Denmark.
Denmark.
Very limited. It's numbered. It's a numbered bottle. It's fantastic. Anyway,
people sending you booze. That's brilliant.
Well, they know
booze is expensive.
I'm a fucked up. Conquering the world is thirsty work. And, there's a lot of setbacks and anger and rage, and it keeps me calm.
Oh, Blue Cap 42. Yes, they do. Somebody needs to make a real Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Maybe that's what that's in there right there.
That would be cool.
That would be fucking cool. Cotton Candy Hair Jeremy. I think the whole UFO phenomena and alien phenomenon is a big deception, and that people in high power know they are pulling the strings. So was that Operation Blue Beam or something like that? So they're gonna the false flag of a fake alien invasion by the government. You've heard of that, right?
It has been rumored. They have rumored that they will do a false flag alien invasion to impose martial law on gullible people who will believe that aliens have come down with zap guns. But I'll be able to spot them pretty easy. I mean, some government worker's idea of an alien is going to be pretty pathetic and pretty lame.
Yeah.
So that the proof is going to be in the pudding. Of course, then you're going to see Doomcock step out in the street and challenge them to shoot him like live on TV. It'll be like in Tiananmen Square. Nothing will happen. Then I will conquer the fucking world.
By that time, we'll be just all, yes, thank you. It's about time.
Exactly.
Kind of.
But yeah, they also are going to do. They've also we're going to fake the second coming of Jesus too at some point. Like maybe in Muslim nations or something. Like have a Jesus appear, a holographic Jesus. That's also been another rumored use of that technology.
Or they can get Humperdew from Preacher. Humperdew from Preacher, from the comic Preacher. They have Humperdew.
Yeah.
Humperdew is the actual descendant of Jesus in the comic Preacher, but they inbred him so much that he's Humperdew.
And John Tennette has an important point. John Tennette says, please be careful sending alcohol to the U.S. P.O. box. You could get in deep shit. That's true. None of those bottles could be delivered to the post office box. They had to go through a proxy. So do not send alcohol to my PO box. That's just yeah. It's I don't know why, but that's what it is. So yeah, just that's an important point. Thank you, John Tonette.
Thank you, John Tonette.
Humpadoo.
Cotton Candy Hair Jeremy says, love the ExoZone. Totally cool change up from the norm, and love the challenge of people's thoughts, beliefs, and ideas. Thanks. That's $4.99. Brilliant. Steel Johnson, yes, for Doomcock Sex Files shenanigans. 669 for your Dana Scully fantasy.
My fantasy. Yes, I'd be gone, people. I'd be gone.
Cotton Candy Hair Jeremy again for $4.99. I personally don't believe we ever went to the moon or Mars. I think we for sure have been to the in the orbit of Earth, though. But that's it.
Yeah, that's indisputable. I think we've absolutely been in orbit. There's controversies. Even I mean, I don't want to get into the whole have we gone to the moon or not, but I can say that indisputably in my book, I am absolutely convinced that there are a lot of fake pictures of the moon landing. I mean, it is so fucking phony. If you know anything about photography, there are hot spots on the moon. The lighting is wrong. There's weird background inconsistencies between missions, like on different sites, you still see the same hills and shit. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that we didn't go to the moon. What it could mean is that the radiation out there got into the cameras and ruined the film. And so to save face, they faked pictures on a set to kind of, feed the public, media machine. Yep. But that is the case, dude. That is the case. There is too many fake pictures of that shit. I'm telling you right now, it's ridiculous. And by NASA's own admission, people, you think that, they sent up, lead shielded cameras or that they were radiation proof or something. They were Hasselblad cameras. They were just German Hasselblad cameras. The only alteration on them was the viewfinder so that the astronauts could basically have them strapped to their chest and just have to kind of point and click. And let me tell you, there's some incredible pictures there for a guy that couldn't even see what he was shooting and just had to aim his kind of chest in the general fucking direction. There's problems there. Now, that doesn't mean we didn't go to the moon, but if they were stupid enough to take just Hasselblad German cameras to the moon with regular fucking film, it's no wonder none of those shots came out. That's all I'm saying.
And again, I'm not saying either one. Look at the press conference, the when they got back, the first press conference. They all look depressed. I mean, maybe they were tired, but they had time since then. Something was eating at them. I don't know what it was. But watch the press conference. It's bizarre, how blasé they are, and
it is true.
Yeah,
they're somber at that press conference. They are, and I mean, it could have been that they just got told. They went by the Instamat on the way to the, they
lost all the pictures.
Kodak, kiosk, and here's your pictures back, Mr. Armstrong, and it's like what?
They went to the photo.
They're all white. Well, I think that they got zapped with radiation. Oh, fuck. And so they're sitting there, with a pocket full, they were going to show off their home videos of the mission, and they were just
no proof at all.
Oh, shit.
Oh, bummer. That's funny as hell. I remember the little photo hut. Man,
exactly. That's where they dropped them. And they're like, now we're going to go. And Chuck Yeager, he was like, I can't wait to see those pictures. It's like, you didn't get the pictures, monkey boy.
Damn it.
You astronauts, you ain't pilots. You're just strapped in there like monkeys being shot up there. That's why Chuck Yeager wouldn't go. The fucking rockets weren't man enough for Chuck Yeager. Yeager, he was a man's man and the right stuff, man. He wanted to pilot. When he was told he couldn't pilot, the spaceship. He wanted to have no truck with it.
Fuck no. Especially if he's not in control of it. Yeah, he's smart.
But they did seem depressed. I mean, I mean, that's not woo woo. That's observed. I've seen that footage, and something's weird there.
Yeah, they were told something that bummed them all out completely. Whatever it is, I'll leave that to you guys. Here we go with Herpicus McDurpington for $5. Your description of giants is almost identical to the Norse. I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Herpicus. So I'm sorry. It's Jotuens, Jotuns. But if it's Norse, it's Jotuns or something like that. Yeah. I'm thinking they may have been onto something. Swap realms for planets. Well, with a lot of mythology. Oh man, that's Velikovsky stuff. That's next ExoZone, where I'll break down how mythology they were actually observing like a war in the heavens, and that's just how they interpret it. And it's the source of all of our mythology and maybe religion, or maybe not. I don't want to diss anybody's religion, but it's just a story. Daryl Rayner for $4.99. Do you think what we perceive as aliens could be beings from Earth's future who have traveled back in time trying to solve the future Earth catastrophe? Star Trek 4. Yes, I have thought about that, Daryl. How about you, Doomcock? Have you thought about stuff like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's possible. I mean, it's entirely possible. We just don't have enough information, do we?
No.
We just don't really have enough data. I mean, we've got the weird probing, maybe what about this? See, I'll just make up shit on the spot. Maybe there is a threat of an alien infestation at some point in Earth's like near future. Okay. And they're trying to determine by the ass probes whether or not this alien infiltration has happened, because they basically inhabit the rectum of their victims and thus control them that way. So they're like,
it's like a puppet.
Exactly, like ass puppets.
It's a puppet.
Robert Heinlein.
Oh man. All right, back to super chats. Hang on, I've had to control the cameras all day. It doesn't really matter.
Times asshole, says Mr. Twisted 72. Well, he said times arrow, but I'll change it.
There you go. Yeah, that makes more sense. By the way, my ass really hurts right now.
Tell me more, Gary.
Rich Silverwood for 10 euros or pounds had a brush with an occultist on Encounters. That's the show, by the way. I'll send you the link. I also captured some amazing stuff on camera, evidence that might well be demonic in nature. Encounters is the Dark Zone network on YouTube. That is Rich Silverwood, who's a good friend of the channel, good dude. Talk to him as a patron. Check out the Dark Zone. That's what I was talking about. It's like really high production. It's real. It's like a real thing. It's really cool.
Wow,
good. Definitely check it out. Good guy. And Steele Johnson, I think we've reached the end of the super chats finally. Steele Johnson for $2 saying, I loved Humperdoo. Well, we all loved Humperdoo. He was just Humperdoo. They actually dealt with that pretty good in the TV show too. They released all the Humperdoo got cloned, and then they released them all in the wild because they wanted to they had to kill Humperdoo, so they decided to do it by just letting him go out in life. And he was, he would walk out in traffic and get hit by a car and shit. It was so fucked up.
Oh dear.
Yes, it was bad. Oh, Midnight's Edge, what's up?
Hey, he says he's got a no conspiracy news. Jeremy Renner slipped and confirmed Avengers 4 trailer is a few days away.
Oh, it was Jeremy Renner fucked it up. I thought, they don't tell.
Oh, hell. Thank you, Midnight's Edge.
Nice.
Tom Connor. Yes. Thank you.
Hail Tom.
Hell yes.
Wow. We can, cotton candy hair Jeremy. I'm getting tired. $4.99 again, my man. I don't think mankind will ever be able to manipulate time. I personally think the idea of that being a possibility is delusional. I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't know on that one. It's gonna be tough. You're right. Cotton. Can I just call you Cotton? And what do you think, Doomcock? Doomcock says he's got one though. It's proven.
Got a time machine?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
No,
you'll eventually get one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll eventually get one. It's inevitable because I mean that kind of cartoon hijinks didn't happen, in the 1800s. So it's quite clear. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Personally, I feel skeptical that there is any time travel at all. Okay. I honestly am. And the reason is that I am fairly convinced from my quantum physics and my investigation of Eastern philosophy that time is essentially an illusion. That time, we think of time as a series of frames, like in a film. Like we've got, click, 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 like there's divisions of time that you could go back and forth if you could just reverse or fast forward the reel. But in actual fact, time is more like a bubble wherein change can occur. That is why time and space are united. In other words, there is not a series of instants. There is only one instant that is perpetually unfolding. And there is no such thing as the past. There is no such thing as the future. Although there are apparently infinite numbers of concurrent parallel bubbles where, every single quantum event in this universe spawns another universe where the opposite outcome happened. So, this can also be possibly on the macro level, as in with Schrodinger's cat. Well, there's a universe where it's alive and a universe where it's dead, but also down to every single probability cloud resolving into one coordinate or another coordinate is an entirely different universe. That is the interpretation of certain I'd say lines of quantum theory inquiry. But I don't think that time natively exists. I think that everything is consciousness. And I think that the natural state of this consciousness is in a timeless, spaceless kind of state where there are no features, distinctions, or anything but that consciousness, and that consciousness has manifested a bubble of time in which change can occur, because without change, everything is stagnant. So I don't believe in time travel, probably, although I could be convinced if an alien comes and convinces me otherwise. And also, how does that piano land on Wilhelm?
Yeah, well, it all happened at the same time.
I mean, you can go forward in time. That's not a problem. I mean,
Yeah.
you can definitely travel. I mean, relativistic speeds and stuff, fucks with your position in time. It's very complicated. I figured it out a while back, but it's really, really complicated. And to explain it would take a long time, and it's beyond the
Absolutely. And what you're learning from the Eastern philosophy, which is okay, this is just my interpretation of it, is ancient science. That's all it is modern science has no idea about consciousness. They don't know, they don't approach it in any way. Some of them even question if it's actually real, which is fucking ridiculous. The stuff you get into, my theory is it is part of the ancient science. I believe that there was maybe many civilizations a long time ago. I think there's been a lot of cataclysms that have wiped a lot of humanity's history from the earth, and that would explain the pyramids. And there's a lot of anomalies out there, and one of them is Eastern philosophy, freaking yoga, shit like that. It's evolved over thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And who was the first guy who just thought that up? It's part of that. The civilizations I'm talking about were very advanced in different ways. They didn't have machines and buildings and stuff. They were more in tune with the planet. That's why they can move like giant stones, because it was fucking easy for them, and they can do. And you know, they were more internal. They you know, and more thoughtful, for lack of a better word. And that's what, you know. So what, you know, your Eastern philosophy, which I know very little about, but I fully believe that was the science of you know, back in the science of yore, you know. And you know, now it's not looked at. You know, Doomcock looks at it with respect, and a lot of people do, but a lot of people don't. And that's something like later in life I've learned to respect, like, you know, meditation and stuff. I used to go like, fucking, that's hippie shit, I never do that shit, but now I do it now and I live by it. And yeah, I just think it's cool. So I love it when Doomcock gets deep, man. So that sounds bad, didn't it?
Uh-oh, when Doomcock gets deep.
Doomcock gets deep.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, I got my bass wah pedal right here. I could actually pull that off.
Yeah, YouTube isn't really paying off. I'm gonna start doing porn.
There you go.
You know, I've got the perfect handle.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
We got some more super chats there. Frag Minion. Oh wait, Cotton Candy Hair Jeremy. Sorry, Frag Minion, get it right to you. I don't think. Okay, no, here. Damn it. Sorry, guys. Frag Minion, $5. If we start beaming episodes of STD into space, could that scare the alien butt probers away in time? You know, let's try it. I think it'll work.
Alien butt probers. Sounds like a rock band.
It does. Let's show them the Star Trek Discovery, the sonar in space episode. Whoa. Yeah.
Stupid.
That's my favorite one.
Idiots. God almighty.
Oh. That was their throwback episode, they said. Special
geez.
features. Oh my
yeah, that
God.
was their throw up episode.
Oh, watching those special features made me ill, dude. It was bad.
Yeah.
They were bad. $2 from Mr. Twisted 72 for the wrenches. Let's hear it for the wrenches, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, thank you, wrenches.
Well done. Penn Farm Girl, Cato Roan, Mary Ashmead. If I'm missing anybody, I'm sorry, but that's who I saw in there. I don't know.
I think
that's it. You're right. Also, Nicholas Glenn again for $4.99. If this world as we know it is an illusion, which I believe it is, the question is, where is the illusion coming from? I don't know.
It is made of consciousness.
Yep.
Essentially, it is the play of a non-dual consciousness at duality. It is indulging in the illusion of duality for the purpose of fascination, of play, of the joy of it. So there you go.
There you go. One more super chat, and then we got to cut it. Doomcock has got to go. He's got an appointment with Conquering in 3 short minutes. Man, we went to the wire here. Sorry about that. Yeah, but thanks, man. The Filthy Farmer, Canadian $5. Have you both heard the theory of deja vu is actually you glimpsing into a parallel universe for a moment? I've thought about that. What do you think about that? Well, you just told us. You said this is all basically just one conscious moment that has alternatives, basically. What do you think?
I think that if you're what was it again?
Okay, so it was deja vu is
deja vu, right?
Yeah, check it out.
Well, sure. I mean, along the lines of if there are parallel universes, and if deja vu was a glimpse into another parallel universe, that doesn't mean that it's still not the same consciousness. I mean, it was the same way that the consciousness is manifesting as all the physical, elements and energies of the universe. It's no reason why it couldn't then also be across multiple universes. It's almost like the universe, the entirety of existence, could be like a multifaceted jewel, let's say, where every facet is a universe, let's say. just for the fuck of it, because we can only speak of these things in terms of analogy. We
Yep.
cannot ever say what it is. And consciousness is like light moving through the various facets as it experiences this facet or that facet actively as a beam of light moving through it, let's say. But all the facets already exist. In other words, what if everything is like time is an illusion that we experience as, say, light moving through a jewel, but that every facet's already been rolled. It's like they rolled the dice. They did their Dungeons and Dragons, universe. It's all laid out, and now it's just experiencing this corner, that corner, and that's what time is. That illusion of movement through something that is essentially rendered, set, and still.
Damn, that was cool. I gotcha. Let's get through these super chats here.
And that's just like musing. I mean, I obviously I don't have any
that's
knowledge. I'm not advocating that. It's just I find it fun to muse about these kinds of metaphysical things. And that's how I exercise my imagination, and I enjoy it. So, but as far as me saying that that's so, no, not necessarily. It's an analogy.
Yep.
So it's by default, an analogy is wrong. I mean, by default, an analogy is not the thing.
Yes,
it can't be the thing, because if you could say the thing precisely, that's the only way you could be correct. So anytime that we're speculating about these kinds of subjects, we are inherently wrong. However, we are trying to get at some semblance of truth in the limited way that we can.
Yeah, it's just like if you're an artist and you're sketching something out, and
Exactly.
you're just working your way through it. Absolutely. Rich Silverwood says the universe is consciousness observing itself. I've heard that before.
Yep, that is true.
But
Yes.
Captain Robert April uttered what I was waiting for: is lunch time is illusion, lunchtime doubly so. From Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And yes, if the filthy farmer, cotton candy hair Jeremy for another $4.99. If our consciousness is separate from our physical body and our body dies, then what do you mean? We still exist. Well, what do you mean? We still exist, right? Yes, of course. We just lose our shell. We become one with the consciousness that we are anyway. So,
well, I would say that the way that you were before you were born is pretty much what you'll be when you die.
Yep.
So that's if that's what you want to try to remember that, and you'll be at it.
Twinkle in your daddy's eye. There you go. Herpicus McDurpigan for $5. Idle curiosity. You mentioned Mars may have been full of life, but what do you think happened to it? I personally think that the asteroid field was a planet and it blew up for some reason, and it knocked Mars out of orbit, and it might have something to do with our wobble, because we didn't always wobble. And there's lots of evidence that this planet did not have seasons at all. It had a canopy of vapor over it, basically, and it never rained. It wasn't. This was even maybe during some of the eras with the dinosaurs, where there was no weather on the planet, and it was a varying. Now, this is a crazy theory. Okay, I'm not saying this is science. It's just one thing I may believe. There was the Earth was about 90 something degrees from pole to pole. Now, God, I read that in a couple books, and that sounds pretty good. That could happen, because we don't know. I have no idea where the moon came from, but with Mars, there's a giant gash on the side, and it's not a canyon that was dug out by water. That stuff has to get there somehow. If you look at geology, like especially with something has to. You see evidence of cataclysms all over Earth today. If you go to the Northwest, you'll see a bunch of boulders laying around. Well, those were all in icebergs during a flood at one point. They got brought down, and that they're on the land. You could see, I showed the last ExoZone all the evidence of tsunamis everywhere all the time, like giant tsunamis. And a lot of coastal land in Australia that has these little rolling hills on it, that's sediment from the ocean from tsunamis. So yeah, that's a long story there. And Kush, $2. He just says live long and prosper.
Thank you, Kush.
Prosper. And I
live
think that's
long and prosper.
That is a good place to end it. And because I know you've got to go. And I think this was great. I had a great time.
I did as well. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience hanging out with you guys in the ExoZone. So what do you guys say? You like it? You think we should keep doing this series?
Thumbs up, thumbs
What
down.
say you in the chat? I think we should. What the hell?
I think we should. Yeah.
I think it's fun.
And definitely carry it over to Twitter too. I'd like to hear a lot of you guys do, and I really appreciate that, and gals. But yeah, I'd like to see what Hail ExoZone. Sometimes we don't know, folks. It all depends on you, but oh yeah, we're getting it. Definitely. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Looks like it.
Right on. Thanks, guys. You're awesome. Okay. Plug your wares, my friend.
All right. Well, subscribe to Doomcock, youtube.com/Overlord DVD. And I've got a Patreon where membership levels start at $1 a month. That's patreon.com/Doomcock. And finally, you can buy Doomcock and Harvey merch over at zazzle.com/DVD Shoparama. So all you guys out there in the chat, thank you. It has been a great deal of fun. It has been a blast, Gary. I love hanging out with you, brother. And man, let's start doing this more on Saturday nights.
I am so down for that. Whenever you can, of course. And thanks for the response, everybody. Oh, Ed Brewer, what's up? It's good to see you, Ed Brewer. The Wrenches, Cato Rowan, Penn Farm Girl, Mary Ashmead. Thank you for sharing all the Doomcock stuff. I really appreciate it. Those links will also be in the description. When this is a video, I cannot recommend his channel enough. He is one of my favorite channels. He's hilarious and insightful. My two favorite things. All right. So yeah. And I love hanging out with you, and everybody, thank you so much for participating in the chat. I do apologize. I didn't get to the chat as much. I'll get better at this. I'm not used to big crowds and stuff, so it's kind of new. And yeah, so I'm just working things out, but I love you guys. I'm glad we had a good time tonight. I had a blast, man. I really did. So
I did too, man.
Again.
It's great to hang with you, and Harvey, of course, as well.
Great to see you guys, and thanks a lot. Thanks, Gary.
Thank you, Doomcock, and everybody. May the small folks sing songs of your greatness. Bye-bye.